All right, listen, do not make this mistake. You can see the Future Stars Academy report. If you win 3, you can basically either choose a 5-star skill moves or weak foot for your player of choice. Now, I messed up my main account because it's currently glitched. I'm also going to go with the best ones and the best choices. So, and then also you get to choose a play style. So I go with the best choices. So I don't know what's happened, but they've messed up. So in case by the time you're watching, it should be fixed. But if it's not fixed, check this out. So you can see when you choose the first one, which is going to be skill moves or weak foot, you might see this. You might be thinking, what on earth is going on here? So if you see the number 110, 110 is for 5-star skill moves. 109 is for 5-star weak foot. Now, I've already messed up my main account, or my other account, sorry. I ended up choosing skill moves. So don't choose the wrong one. So if you want the weak foot, click on 109 to get the 5-star weak foot. And that's, of course, after you've won 3 games. Now, once you've completed that 3 games, you get the group objective, which is 1 of 5 Playstyle plus picks. I'm also going to go with the best one per position. And this is the numbers. So if you want, for example, Tiki Taka, go for 114. If you want Trickster, go for 113. If you want First Touch, 115. Intercept will be 116. And Travela is 117. Now, in terms of what I recommend, so first of all, going up. Now, this will be purely dependent on your playstyle. For example, let's say we're going to take Wanyeri as an example, right? So we're going to go back. Now, let's just go, we're going to Evolutions quick. Let's go back to Evolutions. And I'm going to take, I have Wanyeri, for example. Okay, so you can go here to Future Stars Academy. I've not done any of them yet. I'm still waiting for the 3rd one to come out. I'm not going to hastily do anything. So Wanyeri. So me personally speaking, because he's going to be a cam and he's going to have the tiki-taka playstyle and quick step, and he's probably going to go into shooting positions, I'm going to much prefer a 5-star weak foot. And I think many of you will prefer a 5-star weak foot. Do you need, let's say you assume you evolved him all the way, do you need 5-star skill moves? If you don't use 5-star skill moves, you probably don't need it. So that's something just to bear in mind. It'll be more of a personal preference. Maybe if you have a striker but use a Lasco skill move, or like maybe you have a player down the wing and you're more favorable to use the skill moves. Otherwise, I think the mass majority are going to choose a weak foot. So if I'm choosing a center back, a CDM, center mid, all those positions are always going to be a 5-star weak foot. So that's what I'd recommend on the first one. And don't forget, the Methodical Attacker 1 and Aspiring Attacker 1 is to be completed in 13 days time. Whereas we go to the objectives, we go to live, you can see we go to Future Stars Academy report, you have 6 days. So make sure you do this within 6 days. Very, very important. Now, the question is, which one do you pick for the plus? Now, if you're asking me, it would depend on a few things. The Travela PlayStyle Plus is, we're going to go through them each individually, right? The Travela PlayStyle, I think who has it? Hansen has it, maybe. I don't even know. Who has Travela PlayStyle Plus? I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, look, it contextually triggers outside the foot passes and shots for the regular one. The PlayStyle Plus only contextually triggers outside the foot passes and reduces error on outside the foot passes, so not shots. So if you'd like to do Travelas from outside the box, it's basically pointless to get the Travela Playstyle Plus, because the benefits of the outside the foot shots are with the regular normal playstyle. The Playstyle Plus, as you can see, it triggers outside the foot passes and shots like the previous one, but it reduces errors on outside the foot passes. You're only going to choose this realistically if you're one of those very, very few players that use Travelas, and maybe you like to use Travela passes, God knows what, but that's probably going to be not the case for many of you. Now, Intercept PlayStyle Plus. Now, Intercept PlayStyle Plus, playstylefoot.gg. Now, I think this is best for defenders. I think CDMs could make very good use of this, and centre backs and left backs and right backs. If you always find that maybe you're just a fraction too late, it does increase reach and improve chances of retained possession. To be honest, the even greater reach is beneficial. I have it on that Diego Dalot card that I've evolved. I think if your positioning is good, however, you probably don't need this. I wish you could maybe have an option, Like I wish they had like some other playstyle choices, you know what I mean? Personally speaking, like block or something else, which I think is much more effective. So to be honest, if you're going to be talking about this one, I think realistically speaking, it's a good one. It's not a bad one. I think it's more for those that maybe are always a fraction late. If you have very good positioning, you may not need this, but the reach is beneficial. I think the taller the player you have, the more beneficial it is, more for center backs, left back, right backs, and CDMs. I think, especially in CDMs, it will help a lot because the balls mostly are going to go from your opponent's center mids to your strikers. So that's where your CDM is going to be. So covering that position is what's very much key. Then we're going to go over to first touch now. First touch, in my opinion, is one of the better play styles. I really liked it. Especially if you, I don't do that special first touch when you run into it, but I like to do a pinged pass, like a pinged pass from my center mid to the striker. And the benefit of this is they can basically trap the ball very smoothly, even take a touch towards goal. I think this is very effective. I'd probably reserve this more for a striker or maybe even a cam or a left wing and a right wing. I think it's very effective. You will know yourself if you're the person that smashes pinged passes into your striker, and then it might be worth using first touch. I think it's a very viable playstyle. I think it's one of the better ones out of what's available from the 5 pick. I think actually it's probably the only, I think it's the second best. Now, the Trickster PlayStyle, we're going to come tiki-taka last because that's going to be a bit obvious, should I say. The Trickster PlayStyle Plus, do you need it? Look, the regular one is the one that most people want. Okay, you're significantly more agile when strafe dribbling. How many people are using strafe dribbling to speed boost? Look, unless you're using the only thing I could maybe say, actually, maybe looking at this, if you're using the quick step the first time and then you have the Trickster PlayStyle Plus, maybe that combination could be good because you can strafe a little bit. Maybe you might just strafe dribble. Apart from that, the Trickster one, I think, is the worst of them all. I would rather take the other ones over this. So personally speaking, Trickster, I think it's a very unique case. You will know yourself if you want to use a Trickster playstyle or not. You will know more than anyone else. If you are using those unique flicks and stuff like that, then okay, fine. But otherwise, apart from that, the fake shot ability is what the main one is with a regular one, and you're being more agile when strafe dribbling. So it's up to you. I think you can see, for example, like here, some of them, for example, you're seeing like they're releasing these cards like, you know, Shadow Striker and then Block and Rapid. So, you know, Block and Rapid. So maybe they might have an evolution with Trickster in the future. Who knows? I can't say for sure. You have 6 days to decide. But I think the best one, if you're asking me personally speaking, is Tiki Taka. I think even for a striker, people are going to be like, oh, why would you want it for a striker? But if you're playing 2 strikers, think about it. In a 2, then you make a pass to one striker, and then that player, for example, is man marked, and maybe they got to turn around and pass the ball back to the other striker, or like a first time pass, which is the most important thing, then Tiki Taka really comes into play. I think if you've gone with Ranieri, I think you got to go Tiki Taka if you're asking me. I've gone with Quick Step and Tiki Taka for my cam. I think Tiki Taka for all positions. It can work for left back, right back, centre back, CDM, centre mid, cams, and strikers. I think where it's really going to go forward and really propel would be the players that are strikers and the players that are cams. And you can even argue centre mids for that quick play into the middle, but you need to know who has it. That's why I think the cam position and the strike positions are very much. So even if you're looking at getting one of these cards, you're playing them in striker, like I'm going to get that Ranieri card, but I'm most definitely going to play him in striker. And striker, I'm most definitely going to play him in cam. But you can play also on the right hand side. So I'm going with a 5-star skill moves. I've already got quick step, sorry, 5-star weak foot, should I say? I've already got quick step on him, and I want to put Tiki Taka because that way you're able to shoot, use both feet and speed boost, and he's got the pinged pass. And he's got Tiki Taka Playstyle Plus. So me personally, I'm going with Tiki Taka. So that's what I would say. So I'd say most people would choose the 5-star weak foot. Travela, very unique situation. Probably the worst of them all. Only you would know if you're doing these Travela passes. But even I don't even think it's worth it, to be honest. Unless you're specifically just using Travelas and you need that base playstyle. as a rare example. Maybe 1% of you guys. I think 30% of you may consider Intercept. I would say in terms of defensive play styles, this is probably the best defensive play style. So for a center back or a left back or a right back or a CDM, if you've got one of those cards, an Intercept play style is the way to go. So I think most of you guys chose attackers rather than center backs, but for everyone that's choosing center backs or defensive players, 90% of you guys choose that. First touch, I would say you can argue 30%. I think first touch is a really good one, mainly for strikers and cams and wingers is what I would probably put it down to. Maybe you could argue CDMs, but I think for a centre back, probably not. I think it's a waste. Then Tiki Taka, I think, is what most people are going to go with. Almost 90%, I think, are going to go with Tiki Taka for an attacking player, especially like Ranieri, personally speaking. It's either between that and first touch, and Trickster, maybe 10%. It's a very unique thing that only you would know if you needed those Trickster animations. And of course, if you really wanted to abuse the strafe dribbling, then you may go with Trickster. That would be my recommendations on the best playstyles to pick. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace.